Dosing, shot after shot, this conversation getting hot. That double dose showed me a lot. Then check it, told me not to move around. It's the law of the land, and you know gotta lay it down. We talk about this, we talk about that. You send it through email, we put it on wax. When you enter this room, need to listen closely. We shit talking here, ain't no sugarcoating. So enjoy the show and embrace the moment. This is double dose and checking my homies. They got one life to live, they gon' live this shit fast. If you think this shit sweet, get the fuck off the podcast. They talking that shit, that's a double dose. Andale, vámonos. They lucky I did not pull up with a check it, but they wanna hear us, so here I go. Let me talk my shit. Yeah.
What's up? It's your boy Chucky.
It's your girl Double Dose.
Yes. So tonight we're gonna have a little bit of, I don't know, we're gonna have a little bit of therapy.
With our special guest.
I was gonna bring her in.
Well, you took too long.
I didn't take too long. You didn't give me 30 seconds. I was bringing her in. She's a therapist, so we're gonna bring her in with therapy.
Okay.
So tonight we're gonna be talking about relationship therapy. That's what we're gonna be doing tonight. And we have a therapist, Miss V. You can follow her on
Positivity with V.
Positivity.
I like how she had to think about it.
Mentally somewhere else. I was like, yeah, there.
What is it? What is it called?
I've been mentally someplace else all this week, so I believe you.
Yeah.
So, relationship therapy. That's what this right here. This appointment is going to be this week. Because
that said, hey V, hey whoever that is. How come I can never see who the person is? How come it always just says Facebook user?
I have no idea. It did show the name at one point in time. I don't know. I didn't touch it. That's all I can tell y'all. Like I've expressed multiple times on this podcast that I double dose is not. Hey Matthew. Oh, it's the. Are you?
Yeah.
The chicken wing Matthew?
Oh Lord, that really? You can at least say Dream Wings.
Oh yeah, hey, Dream Wings of Tennessee.
Mr. Boss King.
But nah, tonight we're gonna talk about tonight gonna be relationship therapy. Granted, this conversation came up. We were talking about the whole Keke Palmer and whatever that dude name is. What's his name? Darrell?
What about Jonah Hill?
No, whatever. What's her man name?
Don't nobody know his damn name. He the baby daddy.
Irrelevant.
Completely.
But this whole conversation came up on them. So how we got on this conversation was pretty much, I don't think people understand I don't think people understand relationship roles and what people fall into in relationships and how situationships go from there and everything else like that.
I wouldn't even go that far with him. I think for me, where he messed up at is because I'm not against him having an opinion about her attire. It's the way he expressed his opinion. That's the problem.
Would it be in public?
That was a conversation you could have had with her in private. And the thing is, because I saw somebody comment this on Facebook, they was like, "Well, didn't he see her when she went out the door?" And I'm like, well, that's not always the case, because what if she packed the clothes before he saw it? That's beside the point. The point of the matter is, if he saw it and he had a problem with it, that should have been a text message that, hey, I'm glad you're having fun, but your outfit, I'm not a fan of that. That was a private conversation. Like that the world didn't need to know that.
The truth is, and she put this out, Keke put this out. She said, don't y'all think he saw me before I left home? As a matter of fact, he smacked me on my butt and told me that I looked good before I left home. So he knew what she looked like.
Oh, okay. So he was just trying to flodge on Facebook. And
I think it was Twitter.
Huh?
I think it was Twitter. It was Twitter. It was Twitter.
Oh, okay.
To me,
Facebook.
The issue was not what she had on. The issue was the attention that she was getting.
Yeah, it could be that. And then the thing is the looks that she was getting with that as well. But again, for me, that comes with like insecure partnerships.
Thank you. We got some commenters saying it was because it was Usher. But I think a lot of people failed to realize, and I shared this article a few years, which I didn't understand why he got mad because a Google search when I brought this up. Y'all remember when Usher had that whole, court issue with that girl that he exposed her to herpes.
Hmm.
Like that's a court, that's you can Google it. It's not nothing that I'm making up or anything like that. This is certifiable information. He got tested back in 2009, 2010 time frame, and he tested positive, and he slept with that girl, and the girl contracted it. She took him to court because she felt like, hey, you owe some kind of responsibility to disclose your status.
Hmm.
And verbatim in the article that he stated to her, it's court documented that that's the risk that you take when you have unprotected sex.
Yep.
And he was countersuing so she couldn't sue him. So I
Yep.
don't, and if I remember correctly, the case got thrown out or something like that. But
Now,
and exactly that they it he that's why I just didn't understand. Like, okay, everybody getting all especially the baby daddy, he getting all up in arms. I'm like, bruh, he's just a performer. Calm down.
His level of maturity and his insecurities were hanging all out for everybody to see.
yep.
And those were the two issues. He was heavily insecure and immature. And you just showed everybody in the country how
Yeah.
immature, the world really, because it's Twitter.
And the thing is, it's Keke Palmer. She's beautiful. She's talented. She got things going for herself. She's
Multiple
wealthy.
things.
She's in that category where wealthy men can approach her. Wealthy men have approached her. And I'm like, bruh, you are a certified personal trainer, and you on YouTube all day. You have
Can
nothing.
we just
You
can
ain't
we
got a
just
pot to put in
clarify?
or throw it out of.
Can we just mention what personal trainer means?
Unemployed.
Don't have a job.
You already know how I feel about when somebody tell me, "Oh, I'm a personal trainer." That's all you do? Okay, all right. You ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and
Bless
you
his
got
heart.
to tell somebody what to wear. Ooh,
Bless his
child.
heart.
Somebody
He
cracked
didn't
me up. They
care
said
about what he was
her
wearing.
Wi-Fi.
Huh?
Somebody cracked me up. They talking about he had the nerve to send that from her Wi-Fi.
Right. At her
You
house.
in her house, sir. If you don't go change Keke Palmer baby diaper and go on somewhere,
Hmm.
because I still don't know his name. Ain't his name Devontae Darius something? It start with a D. Oh, and then get this. This the other thing I didn't even know. Before he started dating Keke Palmer, he had another girl that was pregnant by him, forced her to get an abortion. The girl came out and aired all the business out. Forced her to get an
Mm-hmm.
abortion, and then started dating Keke Palmer a few weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
He was not now. I truly nobody can tell me otherwise that he was not preying upon Keke Palmer, and he thought she was gonna go for that okie doke. His name is Keke Baby Daddy.
But I don't know. I think my biggest thing is that with relationships is that it just seems as though like for some odd reason people always think that you have power and control over the other person. You don't have power or control over anybody. You can't tell anybody what they can and cannot do. You can only suggest. They're still their own individual. And that's
Or
the thing,
ask.
biggest thing that people don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, everybody is an adult. They chose to be in this relationship with you. They can choose to be in a relationship with somebody else.
Mhm.
And that's this is literally like I do not understand it.
I never understood it neither. But I do believe that there is a certain level of, it should be a certain level of respect in a relationship, but don't get it twisted neither.
There is a certain level of respect. There is a certain level of respect. At the end of the day, if you respect you respect your partner and everything like this, and you ask your partner, "How do I look?" and everything else like that, and your partner says, "Oh, you look fine. You look fine. You can go out with that, whatever." Okay, that's perfectly fine. But if your partner visibly or verbally disagrees with what you have on, I mean, you in the back of your mind, you may be like, okay, maybe this may not be the outfit, or maybe this is a little bit too revealing. Maybe I'm revealing too much of his cookies, something like that. If that makes sense. You can go ahead and talk. You're squinting.
I'm squinting because I still don't care. If it's something I want to wear, I'm gonna wear it. And I'm saying that as somebody who was with somebody who was like that once upon a time ago, where they didn't care for the fact that I wore short, low cut things. But those of you who have been around me in public, I'm 4'10". So me and long things just don't look good on, in my opinion, just don't look good on me. So, it's just I've experienced that. So to me, it's I never accept that it's from a place of love or consideration. Now, unless there's a hole in my outfit or something, like, hey babe, you got a hole in your outfit, you sure you want to go somewhere with hole or a dingy stain or something? Oh, you know what, thank you, I'll change. That's about it. But when you start telling me, oh, that's too revealing, that's too short, that's too this, okay, that's not even, to me, that's not even from a place of love and concern. Now it's a place of, I got to start controlling you and putting my thumb on you. If I start making you question how you look now, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it later. You're just going to know whatever. That's just for me. So, yeah, you can make a suggestion, but it's like, I'm still going to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
But
I get that. I do get that. My biggest thing, okay, I'm just use for me, for example. For me, I can go outside and wear no drawers at all and be perfectly fine. And be
Yep.
perfectly fine. Wear no drawers at all and be perfect. I mean, wear no drawers, just wear some shorts and be perfectly fine. I got a little penis. It ain't gonna be out there in the world because I'm a shower, not a grower. I'm a grower, not a shower. You know what I mean? But the thing is like my husband, he go outside and he wear some basketball shorts, and the first thing you see him walking towards you is his thing ragging around his knee. It's the very first thing you gonna see.
Hi,
The
friend.
is his thing right around his knee, and you have other folks you're talking about. Hey, how you doing? Or the one day the one day we went to Walmart, and this old lady followed him around Walmart, and then literally, and then she pretended like she was trying to reach down for some toothpaste, and literally turned and looked. Her whole head was in his dick. Her whole head was in his dick. And this lady was all a bit of 69. Her whole head was in his dick. And I told him, I said, babe, I love you, but you can't, you gotta wear drawers if you want to come outside. Wear some briefs or something. Like, you can't do that. Yeah, your hand raised, Miss B.
Did you say his knee?
Listen, so before they got married, he accidentally sent me a picture of it. It wasn't supposed. I don't know if I was supposed to get it. I don't
actually sent you the picture. I gave you the phone to use, and the picture was in the phone, and you saved it.
I showed it because I was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And I was like, "Wow, hey!" And then like ever since then, I do it now just to mess with it. But I would start smiling like, "Hi, Dad, hi," and he just started blushing. I was like, "Yeah, I saw."
Yeah,
did I keep the picture? Yes, I have it. I did. But that's brother-in-law now, so it's like
of course.
It's nothing like that. Like I have no it's not like that. It's just,
I wonder, does it throw his equilibrium off? Like,
you notice that if you ever pay him any attention, he slouches forward. That's why. It's heavy. He's a heavy total. So yeah.
So stupid.
Okay, yeah.
You're so stupid.
Listen, before anybody think anything, double dose is a lot of things, but I'm not a home wrecker. I don't play them games. I just don't. Now, am I gonna look at it? Hell yeah, I'm gonna look.
Now it doesn't bother me. Before it did. I did have a little bit of insecurity because it's like it's like hold up, like you walking out here with all your equipment out, like it's out. You might as well just walk out here butt ass naked. You can see the whole form and everything.
And yes, Lord.
I wouldn't let him near me.
I had to listen, he came to drop something off at my house one day, and I guess he forgot he, was letting it breathe or something. I don't know. But we was standing in the front of my building just talking. And this group of girls came by, and one girl about broke. I had to step in front. I'm like, hey, he married. Go. I would sidewalk now. We'll fight on the sidewalk. Like, no, he's married. Gone somewhere.
And then you got Matthew in the Facebook comments talking about I got a few pictures floating around.
And I told him to send
Go
me
ahead and float on my inbox, chicken wing.
Right. You got my number. You can text it to me.
Hey, when go ahead and forward it. Matter of fact, just put us in a group.
Leave me out. Leave me out.
You don't make statements like that unless you want people to actually see it.
Thank you.
Might as well just go ahead and.
The thing is that I don't know why people be acting. Women is just as horny as men. Jesus Lord.
Well, yeah.
Jesus Lord. They be acting so coy and everything else like that. Women is just as horny as men. Jesus. Y'all are horrible.
No, we're not. We're human.
I know, but y'all. Hold on.
What he put out there? He told us that he had pictures floating around.
And I'm not going to sit here and Google all night long.
No, that's a shame that you have pictures floating around. You need to get those pictures. No, I want to see.
Matter of fact, hey, when you sending that picture to my inbox, take a picture of some wings too. I'm hungry.
No, I don't want to see.
Not take a picture of it. This is some wings.
I don't want to see the wings.
I don't care who.
Me too. Like, Naya was here for 6 weeks, and I could not be naked for 6 weeks. Child.
Really?
No. She left yesterday morning. When I hit that dough, took everything off. It was so wonderful.
I don't know. See, I'm not that person. Like I have to wear clothes around my house. Only place I can be naked is in my room. I have to wear clothes around my house.
I don't have a problem with being naked around my house. Right now, I have a teenager visiting, so I'm just trying to be respectful.
Right.
Well, majority of the time, you're just wearing a shirt for the show. So
yeah. So. And I put on a bra, so it don't look like I'm completely flat chested.
Right.
So but I'm pretty sure, like if she turns over and wake up, she's gonna see some boobs every now and again, because it's just like I'm either walking past trying to go to the bathroom, or it's like, hey, but I try to be cognizant, because it's like, okay, I want to, still respect her and all this other stuff. But for the most part, hell, even my godchild, it's like, Are you gonna put on a shirt? Nope.
We ain't used to that. We used to. You be naked behind your doors.
Put clothes on for my baby.
I think she's gotten used to it now. She's gotten used to it now. It's like, yeah, because it's like I'm just going to the bath, and 9 times out of 10 I'm just going to the bathroom.
She ain't get used to it at all. Because soon as she get home, she be like, I've seen her booty so many times this week.
And it's gonna keep happening, because I'm not gonna be I'm a firm believer in, I'm not gonna be uncomfortable in my own house. Like, I'm big on that.
Nope.
You already know, Chucky, when you're in my house.
I know. That's why I just said nope. Please put on clothes. And I even tell you, please pretend I'm guest.
You ain't gonna put on no clothes. You ain't no damn guest.
Please pretend I'm guest.
I treat guests.
I remember sleeping on the couch and looking over one day, and the only thing I saw was an ass running to the bathroom and a titty up under the arm.
Go to the bathroom. I'm telling you, that's the water is coming out.
A whole titty up on the arm and an ass running to the bathroom.
I'm telling you, that's majority of the time. You gotta go to the bathroom. I be up under my covers, like wrapped up because I be cold. So
No. But anyway, relationship therapy. The thing is that people never tell you when you get married. Being married is not easy. Being married is not simple. Being married is not anything. It's not anything that is every single day you're gonna like each other. Hell, you may go a month or two without not liking each other.
Can we take a moment to praise God for male grooming? I just want to take a moment to thank the Lord.
Did you get the
for
picture?
male
did you get
grooming.
the picture? Did I? Hey, did you send it to me? Chicken wings? Well, I ain't get it.
I appreciate males who groom. It's so wonderful.
Y'all so
I do too.
nasty. Y'all
Hey,
nasty.
wait a minute. Hold on. Before we go too far, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna disclose who I got it from, but I got a video from somebody, and they were very well groomed, very very well groomed.
I
I was
just
like,
love it. It's like
this
the best thing. Like if I take the time to go to see the esthetician, you should take the time to keep yourself nice as well.
See, I'm a nair girl personally, so until I can go to the wax people, I'm a nair girl.
How to groom the willy. Jesus Lord.
I guess
Lord.
there's a way.
My only thing is with male grooming is fine. It's just when it be completely naked, it'd be like, you trying to make it look bigger, ain't you?
I never thought about that.
All I'm saying is, if I don't have nothing down there, and you got a whole bunch of roughness down there, it doesn't feel great. But if you don't have nothing down there, and I don't have nothing down there, the slip is slippery.
Yes.
Y'all so nasty.
Slippery. Woo! Ooh, I'm sliding, y'all.
Y'all so nasty. Y'all finna baby all of those.
You do know we doing this to bother you, right?
I know you are. I know you are. And then the thing is that the thing is that I know the thing is that bothers me. The person is like it's just like it's like a brother. So it's like.
We gonna be relatives.
We're gonna be relative. Oh, not you finna go ahead and
Lock it, clink, lock it down, girl. Lock it down.
We could be.
Matthew, letting you know you got a good one.
Very good one.
Okay, so let's continue with the conversation.
So, anywho, back to what I was talking about before we got on how to groom the willy. What I was saying is that nobody tells you that you're gonna have your ups and downs. This is gonna be a lot of times you're not even gonna like each other.
It's true.
And the thing is that you go through so many emotions and everything else like that through with being married because you're with the same person every day. Marriage is not like a regular relationship. I don't know what it is between that paper that says I do that changes so much, but it does.
See, I've never been married. So for me, just trying to, first of all, I'm trying to get one person to say fucking yes. Okay. Just one. But I don't know, that is kind of frightening a little bit because Chucky, Miss V, I mean, at this point, you already know I live by myself. I like to be by myself. It's just the idea I gotta roll over every night. Ooh, somebody there. You ain't got nowhere else you can go. Oh, that's where you do live here. Ugh.
It's not even that. It's the fact of the matter of every day with being married, you have to get used to every day. That person's not gonna be in the same mood that you're in.
Right.
They're not. It's not like I mean, so far when you're in a relationship, it's something about even if you're together for like 17 years and it's just a relationship, y'all are in a y'all can somewhat y'all moods can be somewhat change and go up and down or whatever. But when you're married and you say I do, those moods are completely different. I don't know exactly what the hell they are. What would you say they are, Miss V?
Huh? Oh, can you recap
we
that
are
right now? Because I was seriously distracted, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know.
What? Say that again.
No, I'm talking about so far as what being married and the difference between being married and being in a regular relationship.
Mhm.
So far as with those moods and those like the person that you're with, the moods that they're in isn't exactly always sun and shiny. When
Right.
you're in a relationship, it's not always sun and shiny either.
Right.
But at the same time, in a relationship, I guess you have the option of just walking away. With being
Right.
married, it is completely different.
So I think that as a society we put a stigma on marriage. So people put a lot of pressure on themselves when they get married because they have this um, idea or ideal in their mind of what they think marriage is supposed to be or what is expected of them in marriage. And so they have this whole imposter syndrome thing going on, like, okay, so I don't meet any of these qualifications, but I'm married to this person. In actuality, you have what it takes to be married, but you've built it up to be something that it's not. So now you're insecure, and possibly the other person is needy because they're thinking, oh, this person's going to be my everything. So all of this added pressure is making these two people freak out, as opposed to just being cool about it. You're the same people that you were before. You do not have an exit strategy. You should not have an exit strategy. This one is for life. That's what marriage is. It is supposed to be for life. That's what the paperwork is for. You
But
sign
the
up
thing
for
is
it.
that the thing is that when I'm sorry, somebody said side note.
No, I was just gonna say I was finishing. Hold on. Thank you, Matthew. But I you should not have an accident, because anytime that you go into a situation and you're always thinking about the plan B or you're always thinking about the way out of it, you're not really committed to the situation. You kind of like, okay, well, if this goes wrong or if this person does this, I'm out.
Hmm. That is true.
That's not our mindset shouldn't be that. Our mindset should be, okay, I'm gonna make this work.
Hmm.
I'm in it. We're gonna do this.
But the
See?
thing is that is it because I'm just saying this. Um, I'm just going to state this before I say this. I'm in a very happy marriage. Love my husband. I'm just going to say this from somebody that's been divorced before. Um, is for me it's just I believe a lot of times, like the first time I got married, I didn't get married for the right reasons. I didn't get married for love. I didn't get married because I liked the person. I didn't get married because I saw my life being with that person. I didn't see that. I got married because I thought that's what needed to happen in order to have a family, because that was what how to put it, that's always what I was lacking. It's always what I never had. I grew up in
Right,
foster care. I was adopted, and my adopted mother, she was married to her husband for 46 years.
right,
And that's what I just thought, okay, this. And then her parents before that were married for decades. And then he got married, her dad got married after her mom died, and they were married for decades. And I just thought that, okay, this is what this is supposed to be. This is the outlook, this is the outcome that is supposed to be of a relationship. But the thing is that I think that people have that in their mindset of, like, okay, they model their relationships off of other people, but you don't see their struggles they did to stay together. I didn't
right,
see that my adopted mother was staying with an alcoholic, that he came home drunk every single day, that he cheated sometimes, that he not physically abusive, but he was an abusive alcoholic. I didn't see all those things. I didn't see that he was a hoarder. I didn't see that he was horrible with money. I didn't see that if he wasn't there, she would have been a millionaire. I didn't see any of those things. Only thing I saw was two people, you're supposed to be together and everything else like that. So that's the reason why I got married. Because I thought, okay, I want to have a kid. This is what I need to do. and I want my child to have both. I want my child to have something I didn't have. And I think that's what a lot of people do nowadays. And then they rush down the aisle because you see, what's them people name? Coochie Man and all the rest of them.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci Man.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know his name.
Mhm.
Gucci Man. And you see all these other you see all these other people have these big fantastic weddings. But the thing is that those weddings cost $50,000 and $30,000, and then the thing is they end up ending in divorce. They end up ending in divorce, or you end up marrying somebody not knowing their credit score, not knowing anything about them, not knowing the most important things, not even knowing their values.
I could say I would say that was maybe a thing, maybe not to say that doesn't happen, but like where it was like you really didn't know somebody, maybe, or didn't try to learn them years ago. But the way things are now is too much information is readily available for you not to know these simple basic things about somebody. Maybe I would give maybe 20 to 30, maybe even 20 to 30 years ago, that yeah, it was easy to, hop in a marriage and all this other stuff. Whereas I feel like now we're in the age, especially this age of information, it's way too much information available to um to not know your partner's credit score, your, or whatnot. Now you might not find out everything. You might not find out the things that they can keep hidden, like, mental illnesses and family stuff. You might not be able to keep that, find that stuff out. But everything else I think is more readily accessible nowadays, especially in this era of technology that we're in. But
It is.
I mean,
It is. It is.
huh?
It is. It is very accessible for us. For us. But like I'm just saying, for us, for you, Double Dose, me, Chucky, me. I mean, you, Miss V. For us people that do research, us people that don't just live off of social media and you just see people throwing things and do whatever they do.
I
It's
was gonna
easy.
say,
It's easy for that. It's easy for that. But you see somebody. You see them all the time in the club throwing money. You see them all the time in the club with nice cars, nice houses, and everything else like that. And then you just automatically, okay, this is the life. This is the life they live, not knowing this is Airbnb. All the money they got borrowed. They ain't got no job. They trying to be a Facebook influencer. They're trying to be a TikTok
call it
influencer. They're trying to
willful ignorance.
yes,
Or
Wilford.
just
Exactly. Thank you. You took
riding
it right off
along.
the top of my, you took it right off the
Mhm.
top of my
But
you're willfully at this point you're choosing that. So I 30 years ago, yeah, for people that was married 30 years ago and I didn't know this and all this other stuff, they have my sympathy. But if you in this day and age, you don't have my sympathy if you choose not to do the basic research. Because Chucky, I will pull up a motherfucker's whole life history as quickly as I can. No, that ain't for me. Or whatever I'm able to find as quickly as
Yeah.
and if I can't find nothing, if I can't find a thing, nothing online on you, I proceed. I barely proceed with caution. You got an attitude for me the whole time because why the fuck I can't
but
find nothing about
but
it? Why you don't have no presence in this world?
how many people do we know? I mean, that we know, like literally, no personally, that literally still walk down the aisle knowing that person cheated on them last week. And they literally had this whole Facebook
You're
post. They
making a
literally had this
choice.
whole Facebook post, and then you're there. That
You're
person,
making
that
a
person,
choice.
that person is literally walking down the aisle and everything else like that for the Facebook likes, for the TikTok likes,
You're
and
making
for
a
the
choice.
likes and everything
You're
else like
making
that. That's
you're
the age.
making a willful. No, but you can't blame that. But that's not ignorance. Ignorance means the lack not knowing, the lack of not knowing, or what,
Lack of
however.
knowledge.
But I
Thank
didn't.
you.
But I didn't say ignorant. I didn't say ignorance. I said this is the age that we're in. This is the age that we're in. Y'all said willful or ignorance. I said this is the age that we're in. This is the
That's
age
but I
we're in. That
mean,
everybody's doing these things for likes. Everybody's doing these things for comments. People having babies for likes and comments just because they see somebody else having a baby.
Yeah, but it comes down to the simple fact that humans are built for acceptance. So humans are going to do things to be accepted by other humans. So if it's going to get me a like, if it's going to get me comments or whatever, I'm going to do that. Just like women back in the day were pumping out babies because that's what they thought was acceptable. They really want all them children.
yeah.
They weren't built to take all them children on, but they did because that's what kept them accepted. That's what kept them in the group. So that's why people
you
do
look
these
like
things.
something was wrong with you if you didn't produce
Correct.
kids.
Yeah,
Correct.
I
I
mean,
have
people
a
still
To
baby
be,
think some
girl.
people still think that way now.
I'll just thank you. I was just about to say that. To be honest, like hell, I get questioned
Sure.
about my decision about not having children.
Sure.
And then the question is not even borderline disrespectful. It is disrespectful.
It's
Very
blatantly disrespectful.
Like why? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm perfectly what? Oh, that's right, because you're on dialysis. You have your kidney failure. No, I don't want kids because I don't want no goddamn kids. Like, no. Like, I love them. Don't your children are safe with me, believe me. But I just don't I'm ready for them to go home. Go home. I'm ready for you to go home. But and I would say like even now it's just like I don't know. I can't even say it's not people just stupid. I'm sorry. I hate to say it like that, but it's just like
It's literally the day and age. It's literally the day and age that we're in, and it's like the situationships. Like when people get in situationships, you get in a whole situationship with somebody. You see, in this person had nothing. You see, they provide nothing. You see, they do nothing for you, and next thing you know, you stand there and technically willfully ignorant in the fact, and just still support them. How who was that? It was somebody. I think it
but
was
they're
Tick.
providing
It was
no,
Tick.
in that regard, they're providing something. It's they're fulfilling some part, some need, whether it be sexual or whether it's some kind of deep high, what is it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
It's something in there that they're providing to that person. That's why they're keeping them around. It's something. It may not be to us on the outside looking in. It may like, well, they don't do shit for you. They don't go with you. They don't sit in class with you. They don't support you. They're not your cheerleader. They ain't nothing to you. So why are you still with them? Because they're providing some kind of need. And it's only until they take that one, and all it takes is one. It don't take a whole bunch. It take one damn thing that they're doing for, like you had brought up, about how about how some women, men and women really, they'll be with somebody, don't even like them or whatnot, but it's because they're providing a need, man and woman. They're providing a need to them, whether it's a man having that feeling of that needing of being wanted, or that woman of I need money, because that provides a level of security. I don't like his ugly ass, but guess what? He provides money. He provides security. He's putting gas in my car. He's paying on my lights. I have security. She's giving me that need. She makes me feel like a man when I'm with her. I need that. So as long as they're providing that need, absolutely, people are gonna they're gonna stay or whatever it is you said. Sorry, I'm having brain freezes tonight.
But I mean, I get that. I get that I'm getting that. I do get that. Like men to get with a woman and be with a woman and not like her and be with her because she's stable, because she has a home, because she's on hood, because she good evening everybody, because she's on hood, and because she has food and all those things. I get that. I get that women that have babies with a man because stability, because they believe he about to kick the bucket and they're gonna get some life insurance because it had him set for 18 years. I get that. I get all of that. I understand all of that. But to me, it's still stupid. Because at the end of the day, at the end
I don't disagree. I never said it wasn't stupid.
I didn't say you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say you did. I didn't say you didn't say it was stupid. I said to me, it's still stupid. It's still stupid because at the end of the day, when you can literally, instead of ruining somebody else's life and literally ruining that person for somebody else, because now that person can't trust, now that person can't be with anybody, now that person can't love anybody, now that person can't put down a guard down around anybody, now that person literally has to have a wall up with everything that they do because of what you did to them. That doesn't make no sense. You might as well just leave that person and be with somebody else. At the end of the day, what point is security? What point does security, like not matter?
That's tough to say because, as Dumbledore pointed out, security is in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if you get security from something and you do not believe that you can get it anywhere else, then you're just going to stay in that situation because your mind has formed, okay, this is what security looks like. This is how I get it. This is where I'm going to continue to get it. This is where I'm going to stay. So, and then a lot of times when I go into sessions with people and I ask them, okay, why is this relationship so good? It's not good. Okay, so what's wrong with it? They cannot verbalize what the issue is.
So it's like a form of Stockholm syndrome?
No, because Stockholm syndrome is being in an emotional relationship with your captor, right? But this is I'm in this relationship with this person. I feel safe and comfortable with this person, but I don't know why. And you have to find out, we go through all of these things to find out what exactly it is that this person is providing you that you think that you cannot get by yourself. Or that you think that you cannot get from someone else. And it's not just a one-way thing. It's two-sided in any relationship.
So that other person is getting something from them as well.
You can bet that they codependent.
Okay.
And that's a scary, scary, scary thing. Is at least for me, as far as like dating and whatnot, is to be with somebody who has a codependent. What's the word?
To me, like what the Facebook user said, that to me, like to me, low self-esteem. That's me. That's what I see. That's what I'm picking up. Low self-esteem. I'm just picking up like you literally can't like, or I don't really know if I can say
it would fall under low self-esteem because if you're codependent on somebody, that means in your mind I can't be without them because I provide this type of need, or I need them because they provide this type of need, and I can't, like Miss V said, I can't get it nowhere else.
Okay, let me clarify a couple of things. So with self-esteem or lack of self-esteem is a blanket type of situation. You can find low self-esteem in a lot of different types of people, in a lot of different types of examples, behaviors. So low self-esteem is a blanket. So we can't just point something out and be like, oh, that's low self-esteem. Well, yeah, but what is the root of the low self-esteem? So yeah. And then as far as codependent, one person can't be codependent. Codependent is two people. One person can be dependent. Okay, so I need this person to fulfill all of these things. When you get into a codependent type situation, that's when I need you for this and you need me for that. So we're toxic as hell because we're constantly in this roller coaster of needing each other to provide us this thing that we could probably get on our own in a healthy self-esteem, or that we can get from somebody who is better equipped to give it to us, instead of this person who's just using me for it and I'm using them for it, and we're just doing like this all the time. That's codependent.
I think so far as what Matt just said, that and many roots back to childhood traumas.
Absolutely.
Because when people get in relationships, like I don't know if y'all heard this saying before. Daughters look for their fathers. Sons look for their mothers and everything else like that when they're looking for a partner. At the end of the day, I don't want my mama and I don't want my daddy. Why would you be looking for those people?
You're not looking for the person. You're looking for characteristics of the person. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I do look for, when I look into a partner, I'm looking for someone that has the characteristics of my dad. Some, not all, but I'm looking for somebody who is a hard worker, who cares about his family, who will be there for me no matter what. Those are characteristics of my father.
But
regardless of all the other stuff that he has. I'm not looking for a person that looks like him, that talks like him. Definitely not nobody that.
But the thing is, you're looking for those characteristics of your father, but those are the characteristics that you've seen of your father. You don't know everything that it took so far as everything that it may took
And
for
that's
him
fine.
to like okay,
And
like
that's
just saying like he was a hard he was a hard worker. He was a hard just saying he's a hard worker. And I'm just using this for an example. Just saying he's a hard worker, but he's never home. Just saying
that's not my
like
father.
you're looking for characteristics of your parent. You're looking for characteristics of your parent, but at the end of the day, you should want somebody that's better than your parent.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's not characteristics that you're looking for from your parents. It is who you find that makes you comfortable to what you're used to. Whether
So
that be
comfortability.
whether that be the crazy way your mama talked to you, whether that be how controlling your daddy was, whether that be how chaotic your home was, that is what you're on the lookout for. You're doing this subconsciously, and you're going through relationships looking for these things, saying that I want a good woman or I want a good man. But when you get one, you really don't notice because they don't meet your emotional qualifiers. You know what I mean? Because you're looking for that same demeanor or that same commonality or comfortability that you had at home. So when you don't get that, you like, nah, that's not the person. So that's why you see dudes and they got somebody crazy like their mama. Makes sense. You see females or whatever, they get with dudes that's like super controlling or abusive like their dad, or in my case, like my mom. It was comfortable for me. So that's what I went with.
Okay. I mean that right there does make a lot more sense. Like one of our Facebook commenters says, I take my daughter on dates and I get let me make that a little bit bigger. I take my daughter on dates to get her used to how she should be treated, open doors and pulling out chairs and etc. Okay, and then they also said that it's not characteristics of a father, it's characteristics of a man. But the thing is that all those things are characteristics of somebody that all those for me, all those characteristics are something are characteristics of somebody she should be looking for, are things that person should do, that person should do for her and everything else like that. But if that person, just saying, if that person grew up in a house where the father didn't open the door for the mother, but he does other things,
he's not for me.
He's not for you.
He's not for me. No.
Or, and this, I don't mean this offensively at all. I just want it to be something to think about. Or if you're taking your daughter out on dates and you're opening the door and you're pulling her chair back and you're doing all the things, she cues in and knows, okay, this is how we act in public. But the key is, what do you do with her at home? How do you interact with her and her other siblings, or her and her mom at home behind closed doors? Because that is the part that is most effective. That is the part that's long term. The part that you're doing is just the dating part. Yeah,
and that's where I was going to go to.
He always opened the door for me. But when we got married, he turned into a completely different person. And I don't know what happened.
And that's the part, that's definitely the part that I was going to go to. Because like with my daughter, I'm just saying this, I'm a man. I don't open the door for my daughter. I don't. I'm that man that's going to teach you. I'm that gay father that's going to teach her to be 100% independent.
Right.
My husband is completely different. He opened doors for her. He opened doors for her. He opened doors for her. A lot of things that she needs done on a day-to-day basis, he does for her on a day-to-day basis. And I've even asked, why do you do these things for her? He says, because if she finds somebody else, she needs to know this is an everyday thing. This isn't just part-time. This isn't just something that just happens every now and then. But I'm bringing this up because my daughter had two crushes at school, and her crush at school said, "Well, can I date? Can we date?" She said, "Well, no, I can't date. I'm not old enough." And then her crush said, her crush said, well, we can go to the playground. She said, can you buy me something to eat at the playground? Because my daddy does. My daddy David buy me something everywhere we go. And then she also said, yeah, also, I like a lot of nice things. You can't buy me nice things because you don't have a job.
Bailey is a true.
But the thing is that those are the things that those are things that my husband has taught her. Like, this is what she looks for. She don't look for that stuff in me. For me, you better open up that door. But at the end of the day, I know for me, she looks at me like I'm like the more like I push her to be more independent. He pushes her more to be he pushes her more to be more to be like, okay, like, somebody should be able to do these things for you on an everyday basis. But that's what I was going to get to with that comment that Facebook user has
Yeah.
said.
I don't know. For me, it was. I guess for me, it's always it was both. I'm completely independent, but it's also things that I expect a man to do because, like Miss V was saying, like, well, what does he do at home? My dad did those things at home with my. I saw him do it with my mom. Even at home, he would pull a chair out, stuff like that. Even though they was being flirty and cute and they would kiss, and it's like, y'all take that shit in the room or something. That I saw that flirty, cute, and sweet and loving behavior, and how even something as simple as, like, we had in our old house, you had to step up or step down to get into the den and all that other stuff. He would even hold his hand out and help her up, even though she didn't need his help. She definitely didn't, because she was a lot stronger and was a better fighter than him. So, but he still treated her like a lady. And so, for me, it's like that, and that's always a thing for me. I even going to a guy's house, it's like, hey, you meet me at my car, or you meet me at the door or something, to walk me in and to walk me to my car and stuff. Like, that's just, and that's just always been a thing for me. Be right back, get meds together. Okay, get your meds together, babe. um I mean, but that's just something that it's like, it's kind of a thing for me. It's like, and I have pointed out to people in the past, like, hey, when I come to you, I need you to be at that door. I'm not saying you gotta, go that extra step and walk to my car door, but at least be at the door, because that's just one thing I just never, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe that's my archaic way of thinking. I don't care, but that's just, yeah.
I just I've always had the mindset. I've always, just with me, and this is just my how to put it, my left wing man brain, non gay man thinking, non straight man, non any of those things. I just think that for me, I'll rather teach my daughter, you can do it by yourself, and if he's not doing it, go do it by yourself. And
Yeah.
that's just I know that may not be the right mindset for it. And it's not the right mindset that I have in my relationship. It's not, because I do the same exact thing. Because if I see that my partner's not doing it, I go do it on my own. I go do it on my own. And the thing is the thing that causes issues with that is that I do it on my own, and then I leave my partner like, okay, you didn't inform me of anything. You didn't even give me a chance to even try. And it's not that I didn't give you the chance to try. It's just that, I mean, I told you what needed to be done, but you didn't do it. So I just went ahead and did it. So that's the reason, like, with what my husband does to my daughter, I kind of like that she has that balance of both, where you know how to do it on your own. You know how to do it on your own. At the same time, you know that you should expect something from your partner.
Yes.
And with me, I'm so used to doing things on my own because, like I said, I'm living growing up in foster care, being adopted, doing, leaving home at 17 and doing things, buying my first car on my own, doing a lot of things on my own. I'm so used to doing things on my own. My first mindset is, if you're not doing it, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it on my own, and that's not always good. That's not always good for any type of relationship. I'm not saying that you said anything different from that. But what I'm saying is that I like that my daughter has the mix of both.
It's
She
good.
has the balance of, okay, I can do this on my own, but at the same time, I know that, okay, my partner needs to catch me someplace.
Right.
I'm not always the person if we're falling. I'm not always the person if we're falling to catch us and pull us back up. Because if you're that person in that relationship that's pulling the whole entire relationship, guess what? You're going to eventually pull yourself and leave that person behind. And
But
then what that's going to happen is no
Or you
relationship,
don't,
no
or you
marriage
don't
is
have
going
a
to work.
relationship.
No marriage is going to work. No relationship is going to work. No friendship is not going to work. No job is going to work. Nothing is going to work because only thing your mindset is that you can continuously do it on your own. So if I can do it on my own, why do I need anybody else? I'm sorry.
no, I was
No,
gonna wait.
that's the whole point.
But that's for me, that's my mindset of where I think of things now. Granted, in my first marriage, I didn't. My first marriage, it was like, if this motherfucker ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do this shit on my own. Fuck this motherfucker. He don't want to go get this car. I'm finna go get this car on my own. You don't want to get this house. I'm gonna go get it on my own. You don't want to you don't want to get this
Excuse me.
promotion. I'm finna go to your manager and get this promotion
Excuse me. And the thing is, if y'all think Chucky said any of this in his mind, he did not. He said
I did not
99% of this out loud.
out loud. I
Out
said
loud.
when I
A
say I
lot of
was
times
rude.
it was like,
I was rude. I was mean to my first husband. I was rude. I was mean. I was downright evil majority of the time. But the thing is that I knew where I wanted to be. I knew where I wanted to be when I turned 35. I knew where I wanted to be when I turned 40. But the thing is that the person that I was with wasn't there. And my biggest struggle is waiting with marriage is because the thing that nobody tells you, you're not always going to be on the same page. You're not always going to be on the same wavelength. You're not always going to have the same dream and the same vision at the same time. You're not always going to want the same thing at the same time. Because the thing is, there's age difference, and then there's mental age difference as well, because I may want to go out and go start this business. I may want to go out and start this business. You may see right now going to work every single day is easy. Let's just do that. For me, that's not me. For me, when I turn 40, my goal is to retire. I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to work for myself. That has been my goal since I was 18. 20 years of the workforce is all that I need. That's just, granted, I don't even think that's 20 years, but but that's just my mindset. That's just my mindset. I don't believe that. I believe at some point in life you should be able to enjoy it. And the thing is that with being married, you're not always going to be in that same wavelength with that same exact person. And then sometimes you may be on that same wavelength with that same exact person. But the thing is that with some point that person's going to stray on a different path, and next thing you know, you're going to be bumping heads, or you're not going to find a way to fix it, and then one of you all going to find a way to exit, or one of you all going to find someone else to exit with.
and I have an exit plan.
And that's the problem. That's the problem is
I
that
don't think I really don't think that's a problem. This has always been my thought. My dad does not agree with me, but it's always been my belief that I feel like if you're planning for a life, you're planning for a life together, you're planning for, some people they don't like to plan for death, but you plan for death. Why don't you plan for a divorce? Why? Why don't you have a strategy? And I'm not saying you got to play that strategy. Not saying that, but why don't you have a plan for divorce? Because divorces can happen.
Because if you're planning for it. Okay. Oh, I'm putting it this way.
Before you say it, because you're gonna say before you're planning
No,
for it, that means it's gonna you
nope.
plan to die, you're gonna die anyway.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not where I was finna go. Where I was finna go with this is that you ever been in school and the teacher tells you don't use the word I can't. I can't. Because when you say I can't, you can't do it. When you say I can't, it won't work. When you say I can't, you will never ever get to that finish line because you said I can't. So when you make that plan, when you make
Is
that
it
plan,
because
when you
you said
make
you can't?
that
Is it
plan,
because you said you can't, or you're not trying? Is it because you said I can't, or is it because you're not trying? Which one is it?
but when you say I can't, you're mentally not trying. That's the thing you're not getting. When
You've
you
already given up.
yeah, when you say I can't, when you say I can't, you've already mentally given up. You've literally told your entire body
But
we
again,
stop.
I take that same argument and apply it to death. If you saying, well, I can't die is not going to stop you from not dying. It just doesn't. You're going to die at some point.
But the thing is,
Hold on, no,
death is not preventable. Death is not preventable. Divorce is.
no, it's not. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, because you don't need a reason to. Well, I guess by law you need a reason, but like if you just, for whatever reason, if it's like, you know what, I just don't want to be married anymore. Like it's just how it is. It can happen. It's inevitable. Divorce. Getting married doesn't mean that you're gonna be together
But
forever.
the
I
thing is,
I
people
just feel
you can fall out of love while in marriage and then
yeah,
literally fall back in love with each other.
you can. And you can also say, you know what? I tried it. This shit ain't for me. I want to divorce and walk and divorce.
And that's why I
You need
said
to
you
have, you
already
need to
have
have,
it.
you need to have a plan for that. That's all I'm saying is, if you can plan for certain life occurrences, you plan for kids, you plan for all this other stuff. Why is that the one thing that nobody ever wants to have set up just on the chance that it might happen?
Because everybody, even when you're single, you're single. Everybody, even when you're single, everybody still craves to have somebody.
Who says you're not gonna have anybody just because you
Listen,
divorced?
hold on, I wasn't done. Everybody craves to have somebody. Everybody craves to have that one person that knows them inside and out. Everybody craves to have that one person that literally loves and adores them no matter what. Everybody craves to have that one person that can touch their mind, body, and soul in one touch.
Yeah.
Everybody craves that.
Okay.
Everybody. Everybody. So why plan for that to end?
Because shit happens. Like, seriously. Again, life happens. Like, I'm not saying nothing I'm saying is a lie. Nothing I'm saying is make believe.
I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just saying what I'm saying is that life happens. What? Can't hear you, babe.
Can I give you a happy medium?
Okay.
Because other than that, y'all are gonna have to agree to disagree. but I think that my granny told me, or my grandma told me, to have a rainy day fund.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I have a mad money account.
Okay, so a rainy day fund is if something happens, somebody gets hurt, or you lose your car, or whatever. A rainy day fund can cover any type of tragedy or incident, right? So that's your out if you just have to have one.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side of that, when you go into, okay, so marriage can also be a contract, right? So if you go into a business agreement, you're not going into the business agreement thinking, okay, this is not going to work. You're going into the business agreement thinking, okay, we're gonna make this amount of money about at this time based on the research that I've already done, right? That's how marriage should work as well.
Even with the business plan, you still have to kind of factor in historical data where it comes to. I'm just going to use a restaurant. Like, historically, a lot of restaurants, they don't survive their first year. So you have to factor that into your business contract as well, not necessarily a business contract, but you have to factor that as well. Like, you know what, we're gonna make it, but just in case, we still need to have, you know, something, a contingency, just in case, to kind of absolve, you know, the hood might explode or some shit like that in the kitchen or whatever goes on in the restaurant.
That's the rainy day fund.
Rainy day fund.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so why does it sound so bad? Because I say you're planning for a divorce. It's still the same thing. It just sounds like you're just trying to make it cleaner by calling it a rainy day fund.
You're not going into it. The rainy day fund can cover anything. It's not specifically for a divorce. When you go into marriage, you should not go into that marriage thinking about, okay, this could end, or we could be done, or one day I'm gonna wake up and just be like, oh, I don't want to be with him anymore. Because honestly, that's a cop-out. Yeah. Why don't you want to be with this person anymore? Mm-hmm. Why did you get up today and decide you didn't want to be with this person anymore? Mm-hmm. How long have you really been feeling that way? How did it start? Where did you get that from? All of that has to be factored in, because you have made an agreement, a commitment, a covenant to be with this person for the rest of your life. See, this is where we got it turned around. We've made marriage to be something that we can get in and out of, and really it's supposed to be a lifetime covenant. I don't care who you man,
a lifetime agreement.
Man, one female. It's supposed to be a lifetime covenant. We're supposed to stick it out through thick and thin. We're supposed to have each other day after day after day. We're supposed to be able to adjust with our ups and downs, but that takes us being able to love each other no matter what. Mm-hmm. I'm not agreeing with
sickness and health.
I'm not agreeing with abuse. I'm not agreeing with, no, let me just stick with abuse. I'm not agreeing with that. But if we're talking about, okay, so this year he just is acting a donkey, or she has lost her mind. Okay, well, all right, so now you gonna give up because she lost her mind? It's marriage is a long-term thing. We don't just stop because we not having a good time anymore. Because
somebody made a really good comment on Facebook. They said marriage is hard. It takes work. But I personally think that it's easier to leave than to work on it, than to work it out. And that is so true. It's always easier to walk away with anything you do in life. That's why that's why I went back to elementary. As soon as you put that in your head, I can't, you put your whole body and your mind and your soul and everything into I can't. You put everything into you, I can't. But if you have in your mindset, this will work. This is going to work. This is going to happen. Because I'm I'm just going to take it back to what the Bible says. The power of the tongue. The power of the tongue. When you put those words out there, it's going to happen. But if you put negativity out there, negativity is going to happen back. And that's honestly, that has, I mean, granted, no matter what anybody has said, that's honestly has got me through every single day and every single struggle I have ever had in my life. It has got me through every single struggle in my life, down from being evicted and everything else. People are like, oh, you're getting evicted. Where you going to go at? I go, somewhere else is going to come. You're not worried? No, I'm not worried at all. Not worried, not scared, not anything. Somebody going to pay this rent. Somebody is going to do this, because at the end of the day, I have in my mind this is going to happen. Yeah. I had in my mind that I would make what I'm making right now in my 30s. Yeah. I knew this in my 20s. Yeah. I know that I'm going to retire at 40. It's no I can't to it. I know that my bar church is going to open. I know that. I know it's going to open next year. No matter what anybody else says. It's no I can't to it. It's literally when you put those thoughts there, that's when those things happen. That's why you and your partner both have to be on the same accord.
That's this Facebook user says, hey, marriages like this, for example, and she said it was explained to her by a person. If you put two meals together, a plow in a field, if both of the mules ain't pulling 100 from each of them, it's not going to work. There isn't 60-40, 70-30. It has to be 100-100. I'm glad they said that because you mentioned something. So one person could be speaking all kind of positivity, be in the complete agreement that they gonna stick it out. But if the other person is not, then it's not going to work.
If the other person is letting their friends get in the middle of it, if the other person is letting their family get in the middle of it, if the other person is letting those negative thoughts get in between your relationship, your situationship, your
I was going to
thing
start
you
at
have.
the very beginning. If one person is going in with the mindset, okay, this is for life, we gonna fight it out, we gonna get through it, and then you have the other person in the back of their mind, they're like, it might work, it might not work, we'll see. You already done. It's over. So people have to learn how, and this is a huge thing. You have to be transparent. Keep it all the way 100, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you really didn't know who you married in the first place. And we try to impress each other to get each other, but we have to be upfront and honest.
Or you get in the relation, or you get in the situation where one person is like, I'm hurting, and you don't know, the other person is trying to find out why that person is hurting. You're literally beating yourself. You're literally beating yourself up trying to find out what did I do wrong? How can I fix this person? What did I do? How can I correct what I did to this person? But it's not anything that you did. This person already had in the back of their mind, oh, this right here was just temporary for me. They getting a little bit too serious for me. They already got that in their mind. So when they start backing away and they start doing things they start moving a little bit differently, or they start how to put it this way, how my mother used to put it. You're moving like a lizard and the other person moving like a snake. And then next thing you know, that snake then went off on their own path. Is because both of you all do not have the same future, because that person already had in their mindset they were just looking for something temporary.
Right.
They were looking for that temporary fix that literally just gave them what they needed right there at that time.
Or they
it
just
got
really
them
didn't
to
even
that
think it
next
was going to
person.
work in the first place. It really wasn't. I didn't think it was going to really work in the first place, but I wanted to give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I was just doing this for her to make her feel good. Or I was just doing this for him to make him feel good. This is what they needed right now at this time.
Just please don't marry me anyway. I just would rather you just don't marry me. Just don't. If you think that's what I need at this time, just don't marry me. Just let me go. Yeah.
Because unfortunately, if we understand that sometimes people come into relationships not understanding how they want to be loved, it's hard to even hold on to a relationship when you don't even have a relationship with yourself.
Amen.
The thing is that a lot of people don't even know how to be loved.
Amen.
And that is the
they
biggest
don't know. Skip that. How to love themselves, because if you cannot love yourself, how do you express to somebody else how you need to be loved?
I was actually getting ready to get there, and it was going to go a little bit on a Medea side, and then I was going to go into Paula Deen, but I'll still do it anyway. But Medea said that. But what Paula Deen said is that all my life I ate string beans because my mama told me to eat string beans. She told me to eat string beans all my life, and I cooked string beans, and I made string beans with butter, made string beans with bacon, made string beans with pork fat, made string beans all kind of ways. And you know what I realized? At 49 years old, I cannot stand motherfucking string beans. I was only eating goddamn string beans because my mama told me to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people only love themselves. Only know how to show love is where you think. Only know how to show love is because of what they see other people do. So far as like social media, so far as other things like whatever, you see other people buying people cars on social media and putting bows on it. So you're doing that for your girl. You're doing that for your guy. You buy a house, everything else like that. But the thing is, they really don't love you. They're just doing they're doing what they're seeing other people do. They're doing what other people do. It's like, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't really know what to put it, but I like Paula Dean saying better. I like Medea's, but yeah.
I tell people all the time that the foundation of a good relationship, whether it be just dating or marriage, is the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. If you don't want to be mistreated, or if you're in a situation, if you think that you want them to do something for you, you do that. Treat them like you want to be treated. That is the foundation. That is how, even in friendships, you treat somebody like you want to be treated. What is it? What?
Only reason why I say no to that, because my therapist taught me this. And this is what my therapist taught me. Because most people don't know how to treat themselves. Most
Fair
people
enough.
do not know how to treat themselves. So you
Fair
should
enough.
always request they treat you better than they treat themselves.
But they can't. That's not.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
you know, in hindsight, you don't want to be talked down to or disrespected.
No, I'm
So,
not. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, and I'm not saying it, and I'm not saying like talk down to abuse and all those things like that. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying so far as like people don't know how to treat themselves. Like, okay, if you've never taken yourself out on a date, but you taking me out on a date, you taking me out on a date, and where I'm supposed to be enjoying a date, but you have no idea how to have date conversation or anything because you never taken yourself out on a date. You don't even know how to. You never even been anywhere with yourself. You don't know how to date yourself, but you want to date me.
dating yourself.
Treat me better than what you treat yourself.
It's a huge thing. Dating yourself is huge.
For me, that's with my therapist, because that was the biggest thing with me. I dated a narcissist for a long time. And then the thing is, I dated the repeat narcissist in different bodies, and in different body parts as well, and for a long time. But the thing is that I had to learn that I know what I need. I know what I need. I know what makes me happy.
Yeah.
In order for me to know what makes me happy, I had to actually spend some time by myself.
Yes.
yeah.
And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are afraid to be by themselves. A lot of people are afraid. They say, "Oh yeah, I love being by myself. I prefer to be by myself, whatever." No, you've never been by yourself. You by yourself with your friends. You by yourself with your mama. You by yourself with your family. You by yourself with your coworkers. You're never by yourself with your thoughts and everything else.
And see,
So
I'm a
treat
person.
me
I love
better
to.
than
I
what you treat
love to
yourself.
sit in my thoughts.
Me too.
I love to sit in my thoughts, and because I like that's where I get my best. I don't want to say ideas, but that's where I get my best thought processes. That's where I can really think about things and figure out this crazy thing we call life, or at least my life, and make sure that everything that I do and everything that I am doing is like, okay, is this what you want to do? Are you, or what have you? Do you understand it or whatever?
Yeah.
So I agree with Chucky in this regard, because it's like I never understood people who don't like to be by themselves.
Yeah.
I was married.
um,
I was married and I was miserable. When we separated, I stayed single for 4 years, and they were the best 4 years of my life. I went to clubs alone. I went out to eat alone. I also found out so much about me, and I'm in the best relationship I have ever been in 5 years and counting. Yay! Congratulations.
Because you found out
It's
how
not
to love
nothing.
yourself. That's the best thing. Is find out
Yes.
how to love yourself. And you have to,
Yes.
when I say love yourself, find out how to love yourself, find out how to make love to yourself, find out what makes you
Mhm.
happy, find out what makes you calm. Find out whatever does for you.
Okay. So when I say find out how to love yourself,
You gotta love yourself.
I'm referring to finding out who you are. Who are you? What makes you tick? What do you like? What don't you like? Do you know what your personality is? Do you like your personality? Do you know what your passion is? Do you know what you were put on this earth to do? Can you follow through with that? Are you excited about that? Are you then excited about who you are? Do you love that about yourself? So then once you get to that place, you start to get, protective of you. you're not gonna let just anybody say and do anything to you because you value you. You've sat down and taken the cost and just thought about who you are and how much you bring to the world, right? And how valuable you are to you, right? So all the foolishness is not going to come across here because I'm not going to deal with it.
Right.
It's not worth my time.
And then when you get to that point, I'm telling you, when you get to that point, when that next motherfucker come around, they don't do that. Saying goodbye is the
Baby,
easiest motherfucking thing ever. When I say it's the easiest damn thing ever, your mouth may say I love you, but you bet your whole entire body be like, oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. Yes.
happened to me a few months ago, and Chuck was like, "Are you sure?" Yes, I'm sure. Do you? Because I wasn't getting what I needed. I wasn't getting what I wanted. So I was like, next. I don't.
Yeah.
And Chuck was like, are you, are you sure? And then he'd be like, did he call today? No. And if he did call, he would be sent straight to voicemail. I ain't got time for that. No, we ain't fixed to do that.
See, for me,
I know
it was,
my value.
and you know what? That's interesting you said that because my therapist has been working with me about what my values are and how I can see when somebody does not fit or something doesn't align within my values, which I wasn't doing before.
Absolutely.
And even now, even in this recent session I had, we brought up the conversation of my values again. And it's like, okay, why does this person not fit? What do how does this person not fit into your value? And of course, I was ready to argue with him. I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? They do fit in my values. They're this, they this, they this. What's one thing that you value is respect and communication.
Right.
This person violated both things about your values, was your respect and your how you feel about communication and communicating.
Right.
So they did not fit within your values. And I was like, fuck, you always got to be right. Like, like when, and, and that's when I realized, I was like, okay, so yeah, this person, this did not work out in this value, but I've also still working through that. But yeah,
It
that's
takes time. And that's something that we live in a microwave society. We expect things to happen like that. And that's not, I'm glad that the person said that they had been single. Did they say they were single for 5 years, Dose? Is that how long they said that they were
I'm gonna
single
double
for?
check. I believe so. So
So,
hold on.
and that's an awesome amount of time because that person gave themselves enough time to disconnect from who they were with before and connect with who they are now. So they were able to
Oh, the
build
5 love
themselves up
languages.
and then from there decide who would be a good person to fit there. And I'm glad that you pulled this reaction up about the five love languages. So here's the deal with the five love languages. It's really good and it's really insightful. But the problem is if you don't know who you are and what you like and what rubs you the wrong way, this will not work for you.
Okay, the 5 love
I
languages, and I'm just gonna say this, and this is gonna be my little bits and pieces or whatever. Of the 5 love languages is on my little book thingy. If you want my login for audiobook, just let me know. I'll send it to you. Um, my thing is with the 5 love languages is that um I believe it was overly pushed, honestly, because most people that are picking up this book don't know who the hell they is. So the thing is, you trying to find out your love language, like Miss V said, and you not knowing who you are. You trying to find out. You trying to find your love language. You trying to find your love language, and you think your love language is gift giving, but really you just a hoarder. Or
Ooh,
you or you trying to find out your love language, and you think their love language is personal touch, but really what you want is sex. It is not the same
That's
thing.
personal touch. I
That
mean,
is
if you want
not.
to get
It is,
technical,
but
it's
it's
still
not the
touching.
same thing. It's not the same thing. It's
Yes.
it's not. It's not. It's just so not the same thing.
But hold on. Well,
sorry,
you know,
a little. I got caught in my
even though you're
mind.
saying that that they're not finding out about themselves, wouldn't those 5 love languages, even though they're probably looking at it from a romantic partner perspective or trying to find it from a romantic partner perspective, couldn't they still find out about themselves by reading and learning about the 5 love languages and
Okay,
apply
so
it to themselves?
Not.
sure, but when you go through the 5 love languages, you're going through what you know about yourself at that point, because Gary Smalley even tells you, so over time your
Your
love
love language
languages will change. But this
Mhm.
is based
That's
on
true.
what you know about your personality,
And
what you
how you
know
develop.
about who you are and what you've been through. If you're not paying attention to who you are, you don't know. You just be like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, well, I think I like gifts.
Mhm.
Um, I think I like attention, but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Bro, me and my ex-husband went to 2 different therapists that gave us the 5 love languages, and it did not work. It was not, it was really it was a waste of time, because it didn't connect. Also, if you have one of you doing the 5 love
Mhm.
languages consistently, and then the other one not giving a flying flip about what's going on, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you have to know yourself enough to be like, okay, so how do I feel about this person not participating with me? Am I okay? Am I wounded? What's next in this
Thank you so
process, since this
much.
person is not participating with me any longer?
And my thing is that with that as well, because with the 5 love languages, there's another book as well with sex is I think of the name of the book, but it teaches about sexual cycles, which I did not know about sex cycles at all. I did not know about sex cycles, and that was something that confused me as well with being in a relationship with somebody for a period of time and being married to somebody. I didn't know that you literally can be on 2 complete different sex cycles, and then you be thinking, "Oh, I'm not attracted to this person. This person not attracted to me. It's my body. Is this and everything else like this," but it's not. Just you two are literally on 2 different sex cycles, and then how to find your way back to the same sex cycle, which you both have to be worked together on that. But that's a whole nother different story. That'll be a book for another month. But
I
anywho,
guess I
that
guess I'm just an old horn dog.
you are. You use a nigga on you a nigga from out east. And we all know that. Um, yeah, she's a whole rough nigga from out east. Hey, what's up, nigga? How you doing? Hey.
I just
Oh, I know. I saw it go down in the comments. That thing right there is a G. That thing right there.
I just feel like, when you're, especially if you're in a relationship, y'all, you gotta do it at some point in time. I mean, but not while you're grieving, not while you're not feeling well or what have you. But I still feel like, at some point you should.
But that's another thing. That's another thing too. Is
That's a
that
part of the sex cycle.
that
Is that what
no
that
no
is?
that is part of sex cycles too. But the thing is, that's another thing too. People use sex to fill different holes. People use sex. That sounds wrong. People use sex
Void.
to fill different
Void.
voids.
Uh-huh.
People use sex to fill different voids. So far as you using sex because rent's not paid. You using sex because take your mind off of something else for a little bit of time. You take using sex for different things. For somebody with anxiety or something like that, that's not going to work. For somebody that suffers from depression, that's not going to work. For somebody that literally craves communication, that's not going to work. Only thing you're going to do is turn that person off more, and they're not even going to be turned on by you. They're going to be turned on by somebody else. That person that's actually filling those voids, that person that's actually talking to them, that person that is giving them their need, whether male or female.
Amen.
And that is the thing with sex cycles. That's the thing is with sex cycles, nobody really understands. And that's the thing is with being married and being in a relationship for a long period of time, you'll be like, oh, he cheating and doing everything else like that. That person's not cheating. that person is literally somewhere else mentally than you are. Just because you get hard, just because you get wet, doesn't mean that you need to have sex right there at that moment. Sometimes it's something else that needs to be done. I saw you roll your eyes.
I damn sure did. Because if it could stand up at attention, like it's time. It's kind of time, you know. But I just I know I'm in a camp. I know I'm in that camp by myself. I know it's fine.
You're not in that
No,
camp.
you're not in it by yourself.
You're not in that camp by yourself. A lot of people fill voids with sex.
Absolutely.
I don't. Now, I'm not gonna say I don't feel voids with sex, but no, I am gonna say that. No, I don't.
You do.
If she says she doesn't, then she doesn't. She knows herself.
He's saying that because I have he's saying that because for me,
every day.
For me, because I'm a person
that. Oh Lord, I'm stressed. I need some dick.
Because especially if it's good, it's a stress reliever. But he's saying that also because, like, for us, we're polar opposites. Like, this could be due, you know, the lights could be flickering in my house, you know, and my man rubs on me. You know what? Let me take my mind off of my worldly troubles and let me focus on this person right here.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how my mind works. That's why I say we're polar opposites in that regard. Yeah. That's why he's sitting there saying, you know, I'm feeling the void. I'm not gonna say I don't have a void that it's like sex can be the only thing, because I can go months without it. I don't be having sex, I be hunting.
What does suck? Oh, she is succubus.
And you nominate men. And if I do, mind your business, because you didn't know that.
I just for me, I just believe that for me, sex used to be very, very important before I started working on my mental aspects. When I start working on my mental aspects and I start working on my mind and my everyday of, Jay, you need to be good in order for you to be a father, in order you be productive, in order you be a great worker and everything else like that, I realized, okay, I can push sex. I don't need that. That's not what I'm wanting. I'm wanting this right here fixed. Yeah. This is what I need fixed. Sex isn't fixing that. And once I got to that point, it's just like I can't have sex. I can't have sex if like bills are due. I can't have sex if shit's behind. I can't have sex at these moments because it ain't gonna happen. It's
not a succubus or a woman addicted to sex.
What fuck you, Queen?
That's cool.
That whatever wolf pussy, fuck you.
But it's just I was not always this way. I was not always this way. I was the person that would be on the first app looking for something or whatever. Moving on, like one leaving out the door and another one coming in, or like 2 or 3 partners in one day. That's probably how my numbers got so high. But after I don't know if it was just me getting older or me just wanting to change for myself or me wanting to work on myself mentally. I just realized, okay, this is not what I need. What I need is this problem fixed. And that's why I said it doesn't solve anything at all. It's just like you okay, we having 20 minutes of fun and I'm coming right back to my damn problem. I used to be a sex addict. Now I am mature. Whatever.
Anyway, Lord. we gotta ignore. I mean, for me, it's like, you know,
You out here giving around 5 inches of penis. He used to be a sex addict.
it's stressing people out, like Lord. But
Stressing
for
people out. They needed somebody else to come in afterwards.
Oh my God.
I don't know. For me, I look at like, you know, not to say that my problems don't come back, but I don't know. For some reason, for me, it's like I come up with a better. I come up with an actual solution, and I don't know why. Like I could be genuinely stressed about
So
bills
that nut
and
gives you a
my
better solution.
health, huh?
So that nut gives you a better solution.
It clears my mind for some reason. It's like, whoo, all that. It's like a weight. It's like a weight is lifted off of my shoulder. I can't make. That's why when you say like, you know, it's filling the void. No, it's not fill. It's literally clearing my head because I can cause myself to get inside my head so much that I'm overthinking things that I need something to get my mind off of things for a brief moment, and then I can compartmentalize.
Okay. I was gonna help you out with it, but okay.
Compartmentalize and put things in order and actually think things through.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the act of and it's not even necessarily got to be sex with a partner. I'm talking about even when, you know, when I self-satisfy. It's like, okay, all right, I'm with it now. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and blah 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 blah. Write it out, and I can execute better.
I can see that because I still do that like 6 times a day. So I can see that. I do it like 6 or 7 times a day. So I can see that.
I can't do it.
I jack off like 6, 7 times a day. So I can see that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. And I don't know if it clears my mind because it doesn't. I'm not just saying it clears my mind. It's just like, okay, I need a reset for just a moment.
I won't say it clears my mind, but it helps me put things in order a lot easier. It's like I can think through, like, now that stress is, that ball of stress is gone. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not all.
The stress still be there. It's just something about when I get to that 7th one a day, it just be like, you know what? I figured it out. I can go over here and pull this from here. I can pull this from here, and I can pull this from here. And because I done pulled everything from there, so I can pull it from other places now.
I don't know about that one. But that's you need a restraining order.
From himself. You need a restraining order from yourself.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Chucky, ain't that much love in the world, baby? Calm down.
Good night.
It's only jacking off is normal. It is your body. It is your body. You should know how to please yourself. And it's not like
you figure it out after one time. No, you got to do it 7 times to figure out how to please yourself. You got to do it.
His hand, he is strong as fuck. That's the thing.
Sometimes you have to use 2 hands, and sometimes you have to use the other hand. And sometimes you have to use a toy, and then it just depends. And then sometimes you may have to pinch it up on another one. It just depends.
Okay, I'm with it.
It just depends. But there's my freaky story for today.
Thanks. Unfortunately, I don't have any.
Me neither. I don't.
I haven't been inactive for going on 2 months.
My biggest thing is that I'm just seeing it as becoming a more reoccurring thing with people staying in relationships and people staying with people and people doing things with people, and you're not happy. You're not happy. And I'm all about being happy. Like, you should. He's so stupid. I can't stand quitting. Jesus Lord.
Go somewhere, wolf pussy.
I'm all about. I don't know. That's just where I am. I'm all about people being happy. Like, you shouldn't be with anybody. You shouldn't be with anybody and question why is that person there. Like, you roll over and you be like, oh, it's you again, motherfucker. Like you shouldn't do that.
I've never felt like, I can truly say with any partner that I've ever been with, I've never felt like that. I can't swear that they've never felt like that about me, but I've never felt like that about them. Like
Actually, the one you went to sleep on, you did feel like that.
it got to that part. Oh, it got to that part. It did. And that was only because at the
He got
time,
5 inches of penis, honey. Don't say thank you.
at, yeah,
It's a compliment.
at the time, we, I wasn't getting what I wanted out the relationship. And I think, to be honest, I hate to say he was leading me on, but it became a situation of where
No,
it was
thank
kind of leading
you.
me on.
Nobody wants 5 inches of penis. That's from my Facebook viewer. His name is Wolf Pussy. So yeah, avoid him. It's 5 inches.
And
But
he,
anyway,
listen,
but
listen to
I
our
do
first
believe
episode for season 2. He's a serial cheater. So,
I do believe, and that's why I said when you're married, you do fall out of love, and then you have to learn how to love each other again. I do believe in that. I do believe that you get there. I do believe that those things do happen. Those things probably happen in regular relationships as well. But the thing is that it has to come to a point like where you be like, okay, I want to be happy. And these are things that I want. I'm just done with that. These are things that I want. I want to be happy. I don't want to roll over every single day and just look at you and just be like, okay, what's going on?
Okay, so for real, the truth will set you free. So something that was good about my last marriage. So we would say to each other, like, I I I love the hell out of you, but I really can't stand you right now. And actually, I haven't been able to stand you for the last 3 days. So if you could just go over there and leave me alone, that would be great. And there was an understanding, like nobody got pissed off. Nobody was like really hurt or sad, but there was an understanding that I know that I'm not gonna like you all the time. I know that we're not gonna be cool all the time. I know that we're not gonna want to kick it all the time. I don't want you to touch me all the time, but the standard is that I know that you love me.
And that's the same thing we do as well, but we don't say that. We don't say those words. We say, I need a minute. I need a minute. Or I need a minute, or okay, you go over there, I go over here, or like, okay, we need to be separate apart for a little bit, and we think about what you want to say, and we'll come back and see where it ends up.
see, I've just had married. Again, I've never been married, so I just had examples in front of me. Like I see my parents, like my mom would tell me that, I could just kick you in your ass, and or he'll say he'll be like, you heifer, and they'll just start laughing, like, so I'm not an expert, and then I've never lived with a partner, so I really don't have a leg to stand on.
And that's like
I think that's the thing that changes. I think that's the thing that changes. When you live with somebody and you wake up with them every single day and they don't have anywhere else to go other than with you, that's when things change. That's when things are different. That's when relationship dynamic change. When you have kids with that person, you're living with that person, and you literally see what that person does every single day. You see that person may have not wiped their ass that well when you go to wash clothes. There's an issue. Like I'm just being brutally honest. Like when you get to that point, other than saying, hey, leave your shoes outside the door, because only thing they can do is bring their stanky ass shoes inside with you. That's different. It's way different. And like I said, like how you said your mama's relationship, your dad's relationship, a lot of things part of the relationship they did not show in front of you. So when you look at that relationship, you see when we look, not just say you, because I do the same thing. When we look at those relationships, we only look at what they showed in front of us. We don't look at what they did behind the scenes. We don't look at what they did behind the scenes. We only look at what they showed in front of us. So when you look at that relationship, you see when you when you when you look when you when you look at when you when we look when we look at those relationships, we only look at what they showed in front of us. Because half the things that my mother went through when she was half the things my mother went through when she was married, I didn't even know that she was going through until after I turned 18. I knew he was an alcoholic.
How did that affect you?
What, when I
Because
found out?
I would like to know the difference between, so I know how children who know that that's going on within their parents' marriage, how it affects them. But how did that affect you finding out afterward that that was?
So when I found out afterwards, I was going through a divorce. When I found out, that's when my mom told me everything. When
Yeah.
I was going through a divorce. When I was going through a divorce, that's she told me everything about him not paying bills, about her having to go to his job to get his paycheck before he get it, before so he didn't drink it up.
Yeah.
About him running his cars into police cars. He would just get drunk and go out and hit police cars. Like about all these things. I didn't
Mm.
know anything about any of this. The only thing I knew, he would be drunk sometimes and he'll just be in a driveway in a car drunk. I didn't know that she had to do a reverse mortgage in order to, when he died, because they were in so much debt.
Did you feel a
And
type of
I was gonna get to how I felt.
did you feel a type of betrayal that you didn't know when it was happening and you found out afterwards?
No, I didn't feel betrayed at all. What
Okay.
I felt was I felt like it wasn't a secret that she should have kept. And the reason why I felt like it wasn't a secret that she should have kept, because she was keeping it from her bio children as well. And they were way older than me. And they didn't find out until she died. And then when she died, they cut me off because they thought that I had parts of whatever she had going on with her reverse mortgage. They thought everybody thought they was getting a house. I was the only person that knew that the house was in a reverse mortgage because she put me in all those secrets.
Mm.
And that left me when she died. That left me without a whole family, a whole adopted family I don't even have anymore. And that left me into the thing where they said I was stealing from her and everything else like that. But it was just like, I didn't know that I was the only person that I knew that I was the only person keeping those secrets, but it was
Yeah.
my mama. I didn't know I was the only person keeping those secrets. She had a big mouth. I didn't know I was the only person keeping those secrets. But the thing is that what I felt betrayal is that she made his biological children, glorify him so much. And they said, oh no, he wouldn't have did this. He didn't have did this. He wouldn't have did this. He left her with $53,000 worth of debt and died. Only thing they got paid off was the house and the cars, because that was their insurance. And then they had a small insurance policy because back then they didn't make very much money. So when she retired and he retired, wasn't bringing in a lot. So the insurance policy they took out just paid off the house and the car. So the thing is that the betrayal part is that you to your dying breath, you still let your kids, your bio children, believe that that he did all this stuff and he provided all these things for the family, when in fact, if it wasn't for you, none of these things would have happened.
So does that affect the way that you think about, because you have Bailey?
Mm-hmm.
So does that affect the way that you think about your marriage at this point? Like, if it ever got to a point, let's flip it and say if it ever got to a point where you just started doing off the wall stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and David just told Bailey, look, daddy is, or Papa is what she calls you, is doing some wild stuff. We just need to hold tight.
Mm-hmm.
Would you understand that because of what you've been through in the past?
Okay, I can say this from personal experience. Last year was the most depressing year of my life. Last year, I almost did not make it to December 31st.
Yeah.
And that was by my own choice.
Yeah.
And the thing is that everything that I was going through was right in front of my child. And everything that I was going through mentally, I couldn't stop it and I couldn't turn it off right in front of my child. I couldn't turn off. I could not. It got to the point I could not walk outside of my doorstep. And I have no idea why. I could open up the door. I could open up the door. Breeze could come in. I could not step 1 foot out the house. I could not do any of those things. Bailey asked, Papa, you want to go outside and play? No, I'm watching TV. Oh, Papa, you want to go let the dogs out? I'll just let the dogs out in the back. Literally, we stay in the townhouse. I just let dogs in the back and just let them run. I wouldn't even step outside. I didn't step outside for 4 months at all. It got to the point where I knew I had to do something when she came to me and said, Papa, I don't want you to go away like grandma did. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you when I close my eyes. Because at that point, she saw that I wanted to walk in traffic. That's when I realized, okay, I need to get something. I need to fix this. I need to see a doctor. I need to see a therapist. I need to do something. Because it got to the point, and then the thing is that my husband, he did everything to cover it up. He did everything to cover it up. He did. He did so much stuff to cover it up. He went outside with her, played with her, took her to the park, took her to do things and everything else like that. But the thing is that I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't cooking. I wasn't cleaning. I wasn't washing dogs. I wasn't doing anything. I was literally clocking into work, clocking out, going back to bed, talking to Double Dose, doing this every single day. That was my routine. And I didn't care about anything at all. And then the thing is, I get off the phone with Double Dose and she think I'm going to bed. I'll go in the bathroom and sit there for literally, I sat in the bathroom one day for 6 hours and just cried. And it was at that point when she came to me and I didn't even realize that she saw what I was doing. When she came to me and she's like, I don't want to talk to you in the sky. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then like we have that open dialogue, that open conversation. And then she just blatantly came out and she just told me, okay, I need Papa, like, I don't know if my husband listening to this or not. She was like, I don't want to stay with David. And I don't want to stay with Daisha because I want to stay with my godmama because she's sick too. And I was like, I cried. And we both sat down in the living room, we both cried together. But at that point, I was like, okay, I gotta do something. And it was like 9:30 at night. I got on my doctor's thing and I made a doctor's appointment.
Praise God. I was waiting for you to get to that part.
Oh.
Yes. Where you made a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Because
it's 9 o'clock at night. I made a
clinically depressed with agoraphobia because you couldn't go outside.
Yeah. But the thing is that I honestly missed a lot of those doctor's appointments that I had made because I was still scared to go outside. Which I don't understand why I was scared to go outside, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. And which I didn't know that agoraphobia with coming out of the pandemic, apparently it was something that was becoming common.
Very.
It was something that was becoming common, and
Yes.
I didn't know it. I didn't know anything about agoraphobia. I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything. Like you would see things where people would be like it was an episode of Golden Girls where this man, he stayed in his house and he was in the 70s. He stayed in his house and he was a young man.
Oh, I remember that. He was the Meals on Wheels guy.
Yeah. And he was like stuck in the 70s. He was like stuck in the 70s. But the thing is that I didn't 3 and 3 didn't never click together. 2 and 2 didn't never click together. And it was just like I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I wasn't even checking the mail. And the mail was literally 10 steps away from my front door.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but at the end of the day, I had a partner that was there with me, and he did try to shield her from a lot of things, but other things that a lot of times when I go to the bathroom and I just cry, I thought she was asleep. She wasn't. A lot of times when I did things, because many people may not know that I'm bipolar as well. When I was having my little manic moments, she was seeing it, and I didn't know it. Hell, I was having a whole manic moment and got a pet pig, named him Jolly Rancher. He ran around the house, having a whole house stinking like hell. Yeah, and I didn't even know I was bipolar at that time. I was having whole ass manic moments. But the thing is that these are just things that I didn't realize that she was seeing everything that I was doing. She was seeing everything I was doing, but it just got to a point, and I don't know what got into her to come to me and be like, okay, we need to talk. Because she's like, literally, this is that conversation. She's like, "Can we talk?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I had the TV on, and she was like, "No, without the TV." And I was like, "Sure." And I turned off TV, and then like my 6-year-old at that time, literally had a talk with me. Like, child had an intervention with me.
Apparently, you needed one.
Apparently so, because I was at a very, 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 very low point. Like when I say like I was at the point of like when I say walking into traffic, I was there. But yeah, but that's what I mean with my child and our relationship. We're really close. But with my mother, I don't like how she shielded her children
Yeah,
from the things that that her husband did. Because
yeah,
it to her dying breath, to her dying breath, she shielded them from everything that he did, all the darkness, all the things that he hid, all the things that he hid, all the other women, the other kids, everything. They don't know anything about it.
So yeah, my mom was we was once again polar opposite. My mom kept me open about everything. The finances, I got to what 14, I think. That's when, she was like, "All right, come here, sit down. We finna I'm finna show you how we pay these bills in this house and you finna learn." And I've started learning about how my dad was and his habits and stuff. And truly, because I've said this to Chucky before, my mom, all the way up until she maybe a little bit before she passed, she really gave me the rundown with about my dad. Not to say that she said anything, derogatory or mean spirit or anything like that. It was just how he was as a person and some of his habits and things like that. Because my dad is my she said money it's like money burns a hole in his pocket. And even though I'm not his birth child, I picked up that very same habit with him.
yeah,
So, but that's something that she, kept in conversation. So it's like, to hear Chucky say, how his mom, kept things up front. And it's like, I'm listening, but I'm also laying out like, you know what? My mom didn't. She definitely kept things like very open, very, very open line of about everything. I knew about everything and everybody. So even the not so great parts. But it was just like I said, just polar opposite. So it's like for me, I don't there is no great, you know, I guess gotcha or secret moment that I found out about or anything like that. I What I know is what I know. And a lot of things I know more than other people is because I actually sat down and listened and actually talked and asked questions. I don't know if that's just me
yeah.
being nosy or what, but I sat down and I asked questions. So a lot of things I was able to learn from her.
And
Um,
that was my thing too. I did the same thing too. But on my adopted side, I was the baby, so I was
I'm the baby
around
too.
a lot of the old people when they were talking. I was
Mhm.
around like my mom, my adopted mother adopted me when she was 74. She died when she was 90 something, and I literally I was around for majority. I was around for the conversations. I was around for a lot of things, and like teaching her how to use the internet or doing things on the internet or whatever like that for her. And it's like yeah, but like back what I was saying was is that a lot of times when we looking for a figure and to model afterwards, like how we did, like we grew up in the 90s, we didn't have internet or stuff, we modeled off our parents or whatever. Nowadays they model off of social media, off of what other people are doing out there in the world. But the thing is, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. So you can't model somebody. You when you're looking at other people's relationships, you can't look at other people's relationships and be like, this is what I want, and not knowing what they got to get there. You may look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. You may look at Beyonce and Jay-Z and be like, oh yeah, they're a power couple and everything else like that. But the thing is, to what power? To what power? She get cheated on. She get all these. She get other things may happen. They may have to pay people to keep secrets and everything else like that. For what things are you getting power? So the thing is that like the main thing is for this relationship therapy episode was to bring light to a lot of relationships, not just like friendships, not just like platonic relationships or relationships or sisters, brothers, or whoever. But it's just like people don't realize how social media and things like that impact what other people are doing nowadays in their lives. And you may model your relationship off of somebody you see on social. Okay, like the lady, she the TikToker that hired somebody, that her husband was hiring somebody to kill the other TikToker.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They were hiring somebody to kill the other TikToker. They've been together for 9 months. They going through this whole entire court case. He proposed. He just proposed, but I don't know if anybody else saw this, but they just found out that he
He
has a
wait,
3-month-old
wait.
baby.
He proposed. I thought he proposed before they went to court, like before all that happened. Like they didn't find out about the whole her hiring a hit person or anything until after the proposal.
Oh, I don't know. Only thing I saw was the red dress and the proposal and
I know
everything
what
else.
you say. No, I kind of follow behind that, just a smidgen, just a smidgen.
Oh, but anyway,
So
when he proposed, she also found out that earlier that day that he had a 3-month-old. So the thing is, you modeling your relationships and everything is off of other people and what they're doing on social media. But the thing is, you never know what people really doing in their real lives.
This is
You
true.
never know what the fight they have to fight in order to keep the things that they have.
This is true.
So that's
I
that's my
mean,
only thing.
I,
Marriage is
I,
not easy. Relationships aren't easy.
I look at it where you can kind of not, I hate to say emulate, but you can kind of pull things from like somebody relationship that you see that you would still want in your relationship, regardless of anything. I think it's certain things that you can draw from it to say, you know what, I would like that in my partner, or I would like for us to be able to do that.
You would like that glimmer of that one little thing that you see in my partner.
Maybe you can
Okay.
turn it and make it sound like it's a bad thing, but the truth of the matter is that it's certain things that there are things that you would want your partner to do that could be that could be being done that you see in this whatever couple, whether it's your parents or whatever.
The only thing is, and that's very possible, and it's okay to emulate. However, we have to take into account whether or not it's realistic. If it's
Mhm.
realistic, then cool. But if it's not realistic, you got a dude that's making, and this is no shade because it's some hardworking people out here that's making $35,000 a year, but you want him to take you on a yacht cruise. It's not realistic, yo. Like that's not,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? But you want him to take you to the fair and y'all ball out and have fun, that's realistic.
Yeah,
And
because the
ain't no
thing
wrong
is,
And
with
that's all
that.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying when I say you can, I guess, emulate to some point. You know, if I see a couple, you know, like an like for example, I've heard plenty of people, they said they see my parent when especially before my mom passed, they see how, you know, how cute they are and how they dress alike and stuff like that, but they did that shit behind closed doors as well.
Mhm.
So, you know, it's not a far-fetched, for at least I'm using them as an example, that's not a far-fetched thing.
Right.
but for me, I don't know. I don't. For me, for me, I've never looked at a couple and be like, okay, this is something that I want in a relationship. Not that I can think offhand that I have. I not that I can think offhand.
You've never looked at a married couple that's been together, years and years, and say, I would love to be with my partner for 50 years. You've never
My
done
very
that.
first thing I think of that she must put up a lot of shit. Or he put up a lot of shit. That's my very first thing I think of, and that's the
But that's not,
honest.
but
When when
that's
people
still
get
not
together,
answering my question.
no,
You've never done that.
no.
Okay.
So how do you stay positive, or how do you keep yourself in the mindset of staying in a marriage if you never had the mind to be like, okay, well, I they are the goal to stay together for 50 years.
For
Where do you
me, for me, okay. So for me, My mindset, like I said, my mindset is different than other people's. So
Sure.
please be open-minded.
Sure.
My mindset is different from other people's. I don't plan on being around for 50, 60 years. So my mindset is different from other people's. But hold up. I'm not done. My mindset is different from other people's. Just mine. But I don't plan on being around for 50 plus years. I don't want that. I want the time that I have here to be happy. I want the time that I have here and the time that I have with my partner to be great. I don't look at other couples and be like, oh, they've been together for this long, this long, this long, whatever. I don't care. I don't look at that. It's just not if it's not been anything that I've ever looked at and I've viewed and be like, okay, this is something that I want, and this is something I want a long relationship like that. I've I don't even code on the cars like that. I've never
You
looked at anything
feel
like
a
that other
person
than my child. Other than my child. Other than my child, that's the only thing in my life that I've said that I've owned. That's the only thing in my life that I said that I want to see her grow up. I want to see her get married. I want to see her have children. Other than that, other than that, I have never thought that far. I've never thought that far. I don't ever think with me and my husband, I don't ever think that we're getting divorced. I don't ever think we're separating. But I never think, oh, we're going to look back on this 40 years from now. I don't look at that way. My child is the only thing that I look at and I see that far. I don't know if that's wrong way of thinking. Maybe because of things that I've been through in my life, or
That is so good.
maybe because I am used to certain things happening. Maybe it's because of those things. But this I've never looked at nobody's relationship and be like, I want to be married for 30, 40 plus years. I have not. I don't ever I don't know. To me that doesn't sound blissful at all. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I know it may sound crazy, but I mean to me it doesn't.
I don't know. Y'all just make marriage sound terrible. I'm just gonna be honest.
Marriage is not terrible. Marriage is
No, y'all
work.
make it look. I don't see how you're not selling it to me. You're not.
Well, it's not marriage isn't anything to be sold. Marriage is anything to be sold to you or anybody else. The same thing with you said you're with you not wanting to have children. It's not anything to be sold. The thing is that the thing is
You
that
can't
if you
sell a
if
child
you
to me neither.
the thing is that if you have a partner that you're with, and you can visualize yourself waking up every single morning with that person and going to sleep every single night with that person, that's it. For me,
I can do
for
that.
me that's it. I don't see an
I can
end
do
point
that.
with it.
I can do that. But at some point, it's gonna be like, all right, have a good one. Go home. Go back to your house.
You know? But it's just for me, I don't see it. For me, I don't see an end point. So
I think
30,
I can do
40, 40.
marriage. We need separate houses. I think I can do marriage.
Some people do
I
that.
just need them. And I know I've learned that. Some people have separate. I've known people who've had separate rooms. Like I need you to
Mhm.
be, if
Yeah, I
we
can't
can't
do
be separate, if we can't be in separate houses, then let's have separate rooms. I need you to be in your own space. I need my own space.
Some people
See,
do
I
that.
can't I
Like
can't do that. That
Yeah.
that works that works for some people marriages. That's not that that my husband tried that. My husband tried that literally 2 days. He tried that, sleep in another room. I will board that whole entire room up. I will take down the bed ass because I did. Took down the whole damn bed. Don't play with me. You will sleep on the floor. You think you're gonna sleep in another room in this house?
mm,
That's what Leos do. We're very territorial and we want things to
Mm-mm.
be right.
But but I don't know. This is just my mindset when it comes to marriage or it comes to relationships. I never look at an end point. I just look at it from a day to day basis. Every day I want to be. I want to be able to see you. Even when I'm upset with you, I want to be able to see you.
And
Even if I don't like you, I want to see you.
yeah,
And
Mm-mm.
that's how I feel with my husband. Even he may piss me off. He may piss me off from the top of his head to the bottom of his 5 by 5 feet. He may piss me off. But at the end of the day, if he does not darken this doorstep, I know I would lose my mind. But I don't. But seeing another relationship and seeing 30 and 40 plus years, no, I don't see all that. I don't, because I don't plan on being around for that long. I plan on y'all living off my life insurance.
I don't plan on being here that long either. But I mean, my whole thing is that I can truly say, if like looking at my parents and my grandparents relationships, even with them, I can say, like, you know what, I wouldn't have a problem with if we had, you know, if I had a marriage like that. I wouldn't have a problem with it, because, you know, I saw how my dad, you know, I saw how my dad took care of my mom when she was sick. I saw that. And to me, there is no better form of love than taking care of somebody who is ailing.
Absolutely.
And that's just my opinion. I don't care what everybody else believes, but
Poison me. Please poison me. When I get to that point, poison me. Use my life insurance, poison me, roll me out into traffic. I understand it says into sickness or to death, but as soon as you got to wipe my ass, roll me into the first point of traffic you can find, because I know the bowels that I wipe. I know the bowels that I have to wipe. I do not want you to do it.
I'm not saying I want to get down to that point. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that
At
that's
least give me dementia.
that's just a great love that I saw that my dad was able to give my mom. And, you know, and not just even when she was ailing, even when they were mad with each other, even when he was, you know, I'm gonna leave her, saying, but guess what his happy ass was back at that house at that dining room table. He wasn't crazy. He a lot of things, but crazy ain't one of them. So, you know, it was just, if for me, it's just like, you know what, I see that marriage does take work. I get it. And that's why I said, you know, like with, you know, how open my mom was to me about how marriage was. It's like, it's definitely, you know, it's not easy laying next to this grumpy ass man every day. But, you know, he's a good man, you know, out of all the nonsense. So I I guess for me, that's why I know for me, that's a lot of the reason why I don't accept a lot of people, because it's like, you can't even do this little bit of stuff. And I give a lot of benefit of the doubt. And you still can't even do what the benefit of the doubt is. It's not gonna work. And I don't know who the hell said I'm not the marriage type. I'm actually beyond the marriage type, my love. So,
She
you
ain't.
know,
She ain't.
that's your what you
She
said.
poison your ass and high cholesterol your ass to death.
Butter,
Um,
butter mayonnaise sandwiches.
um, but I'm gonna end this on this note. I don't want anybody out there to take anything that we said and please do not have Betty Wright syndrome. Please do not have Betty Wright syndrome. Yes, Betty Wright, the singer. Betty Wright.
Oh,
Yes. Do
Not
not
Betty
have Betty
White.
Wright syndrome. Don't let nobody
right.
talk you into staying with somebody you shouldn't be with. Don't let nobody keep you with somebody you shouldn't be with. Don't let nobody, don't let nobody abuse you. Do not
Absolutely.
let anybody talk down to you. Do not let anybody, do not, for God, do not let anybody walk over you more than you walk over yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, how I don't know who that person was. They said you are the prize. You are the prize. At the end of the day, no matter if you're male, female, bird, them, they, he, she, whatever you may go by, you are the prize. So the thing is that you have to literally know your worth. So if you have to take time by yourself, even if you have kids and you have to leave that person or whatever and take time by yourself to realize who you're worth, what you're worth, or who you are as a person, do that. Because your happiness is above anything else and your peace is above anything else. Because I'm letting you know from somebody that has been down, 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 down a couple of times. It is very, very hard to climb back up. And a lot of people say that they would rather see you. A lot of people say that they would rather hear your story than not see you. I'm one of those people that will say I'd rather hear your story than not see you. And that's it. That was the end of my talking point on relationship therapy. And situationships never work. Leave it.
That leave them. Don't. No matter how good it is, no matter how good he can give you that double twister, no matter how good he can eat it till the cows come home, no matter how good, leave it.
Yes, there's too many STDs out here for situations.
Baby. Okay. That part.
Yes. The last thing we need you to be is another funny meme.
Or to have a baby you don't want. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't have a baby you don't want.
Yeah,
Please.
because Florida is 6-week abortion ban. So like, yeah, you can't even get rid of them fuckers now. So
Jesus Christ.
sorry.
Yeah, my Lord. And don't let nobody convince you. Do not let anybody convince you to keep sperm as a pet. It does not need it to keep sperm as a pet. You do not need to do that in order to keep that relationship. Just saying.
And I'm gonna give you some sage advice. My dad is still say to this day. My dad is 79 years old. He still say this to this day. Ain't no man gonna keep. Well, he's mostly talking to us girls, but he say ain't no baby gonna keep no man
At all.
So, ladies, he start acting up, and that fetus is only 5.5 weeks. Go.
Well, it ain't even that. I'm just saying for the men's standpoint, you can sign up your rights even when she's pregnant. Just to put that out there. You can sign up your rights even when she's pregnant. If you say you didn't want it in the beginning,
Ladies,
you ain't gotta keep you there.
keep you some birth some what them things called pregnancy tests around. So that way you can catch it before it hits 6 weeks. If you catch it before it hits 6 weeks, you can get rid of it.
I'm on the man side. Please sign. You can sign up your rights before before
And
the baby.
if that don't work, you can make a nice big pot of hyssop tea. It's a herb. You gonna crank it.
But it hurts.
It hurts like hell. It does, but it works. It'll start your cycle and it'll get rid of any unwanted things.
Yeah, get rid of everything.
But that's only up until 8 weeks, I think. I think once you get past that part, you don't want.
Yeah, it kind of just goes null and void at that point.
That's no body parts. Okay, so I told my son when he got his little girlfriend pregnant that he did not have to marry her.
Yep.
And he did not have to stay in a relationship with her just because she's pregnant. And all dudes should know that, because there's still dudes out here that think that they are obligated to be with a woman because they have impregnated her. You do not.
Men have rights. Men have rights. Granted, you have to fight for them, but men have rights. And also, if you're in a situationship and you have stated that you do not want children and the person becomes pregnant, you can sign over your rights before the baby even gets here.
You can triple down the steps too.
That's murder, y'all. Okay.
What?
Tripping her down the steps.
Oh yeah, don't do that. That's jail.
You trying to make people think gonna go to jail.
Shit Talk Podcast is not responsible for anything Double Dose just said. Please charge that shit to the trash.
Don't push. No, we're not doing no violence. No domestic violence.
Edit that shit out.
Oh my God. Didn't we just say no abuse? That's just.
Yeah. Is it really abuse though? Like, I'm just asking.
Is there a way for you to take her off? Because that's crazy. She crazy.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's way past my bedtime.
Man.
But, yes. And on another dose of Shit Talk Podcast, and welcome to Relationship.
I just got hella dark. Sorry, y'all.
Pushing people down.
We have 2,500 viewers now, and these are the things you're saying. I mean, listeners now. Congratulations to all of our listeners and viewers.
Thank you.
And if you want to purchase Shit Talk cups or whatever, I need to send you yours. I'm gonna see you next month anyway. I'll just drive it to you. We have the same birthday, me and Miss B. August 14th. So yeah, be prepared. I will be drunk.
I'm gonna cheer with y'all just because, but I'm a Gemini.
Oh yeah, you can leave here now. All righty.
I was cheering with y'all.
But you didn't have to mention that. We
You
didn't need to know that you had two personalities.
Not at all.
That's literally what it means.
Let me talk my shit.
I want to cut too. Not that I don't have one. At least a notebook.
They lucky I did not pull up with the check. If they want to hear it, so here I
Turn
go.
up, Leo! Yay!
Let me talk my shit.
And it's your girl Double Toe.
See y'all next week.